evening and welcome to another program of Politics Today. Today we have a unique candidate, not Democrat, not Republican, but someone running for a circuit court judge in Oakland County, Michigan. We have with us Tricia. Tricia, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
And considering the politics today where people are either Democrat or Republican, luckily we don't have to get into that subject. You're on a nonpartisan ballot. You're not Republican. You're not Democrat. You're going to run for judge, which is neither of those when you select a judge. So I want to make sure our audience understands that. Let me get right in and introduce you to our community. I know you went to law school right here in Detroit, U of D if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct.
Came out of law school 26, 27 years ago, you were telling me?
1997.
Oh man, 27 years ago.
Yes.
What happens after law school? Tell us where you went from there.
After law school, I got a job as a young prosecutor in 1997 with the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office.
Okay.
I started there. I started in our warrants division, which is the division that determines, they interact with law enforcement and determine what charges should be issued or not issued on certain cases.
If a warrant should be issued because someone committed possibly a crime.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. From that point, I went to the district court division, and I spent 2 years going to different district courts throughout Oakland County. And from that point, I discovered that I had a passion for working with special victims. And I went to, at that time, it was the domestic violence unit in our office. I spent approximately 10 years working in that division, doing domestic violence crimes, crimes against elderly, and sexual assault crimes. And then in 2010, I was asked to lead a division, a new division called the Special Victims Unit. And that was a division that combined domestic violence, sexual assault, child abuse, child sexual assault, elder abuse, and hate crimes into one division. So I worked in that division leading a group of 10 attorneys who were prosecuting those types of crimes.
Wow.
And also during that time, I spent some time supervising our victim services. Now those are non-attorneys in our office. I supervise them. They provide our services for victims of crimes in Oakland County. And I also worked in our juvenile justice division as a supervisor for 6 years while I was also chief of our special victims unit. And the juvenile justice division does cases of abuse and neglect, and they also do juvenile delinquency cases.
And those are tough cases. I've shared with you, my daughter works with you as an assistant prosecutor and has done work in the juvenile division. And sometimes, without naming names, of course, she'll tell us some of the cases you guys see, and man, it's heartbreaking. It's tough to be that person who's going to help that victim, help that family, help that elderly who may have no one else to turn to.
They're very difficult cases, but they're cases that make you get up in the morning, and they make you work, endless hours, making sure that you don't let people down, that you make sure that the case is presented and that it's done to the best of your ability.
God bless you for doing that.
Thank
honestly,
you.
We need people that look out for the elderly and for the children, the innocent children. You have a stellar career as a prosecutor, probably the best prosecuting office in the country, in my opinion, especially with Karen McDonald there today. You could have finished your career as a prosecutor and went off with the bank, so to speak, with the stellar record. Why judge?
Well, like I said, I've been working 27 years as a prosecutor in Oakland County, and I've been very victim-oriented, doing a lot of crimes that focus around victims, but they've been special victims. It does take a special kind of prosecutor to do those cases in terms of having the patience, the compassion, and just a desire to do justice for everyone involved. And I feel like I've done that, and I really feel like I can touch more people. I feel like my career is not done. I want to work with other people. I want to take those same characteristics and qualities and take them to the other side of the bench, where I can help people who have been accused of crimes, who find themselves in the middle of an ugly divorce or a custody battle, or have a child who's facing delinquency charges or something of that sort. I think I can do more.
Do you think, Tricia, the fact that you were a prosecutor for so long, or you are a prosecutor for so long, does that make you biased? Does it make it difficult to be neutral and fair and just to both sides? Since the last 27 years, you've been on the victim side, prosecuting the bad guy, so to speak. Do you think being a judge, you can balance the justice, so to speak, for the victim as well as possibly wrongfully accused?
I do. Not only do I do prosecute cases, but I've also been in a position where I can look at a case and say, this is wrong, we shouldn't be doing this. And as a supervisor, I have to do that on a regular basis. I have to look at the evidence, and if the evidence doesn't support those charges, then we don't go forward on those charges. And I have no problem doing that. I also I work very closely with the criminal defense bar, and I have overwhelming support from the criminal defense bar, and I think that's because they know that I'm fair and I'm reasonable, and these are people that I've been working with my entire career.
On the opposite side.
Yes, yes.
Frankly, that says a lot about you. I know I know many of the judges who've endorsed you. I believe you have 10 or 12 judges combined between circuit and district, and maybe more.
36.
36?
36 sitting Oakland County
I haven't
judges.
seen all the names. That's a testament, folks, just to the kind of person she is and what kind of judge she can make. When other judges who may have perhaps witnessed you as a prosecutor in their courtroom can endorse you. And judges don't do that lightly because they're neutral. They want to make sure they're not taking sides. So for them to come out and endorse you openly. But even more impressive is you have a very long list of criminal defense attorneys, as you said, who have really rallied to your support, to your campaign, and supported you. These are people you opposed, people that you went head-to-head in court. It shows the kind of level of respect they have for you.
Well, and it's something I'm very honored by, but it's, you know, I've had some difficult cases. I've handled 14 different homicides, hundreds of jury trials. And you go head-to-head as an attorney in court, that's what you do. But I always do it with dignity and respect. And I treat people with kindness whenever I can. And I think that's really important, and I think that's being recognized, and that's really a compliment, and I'm very, very happy about that.
It says a lot, honestly, because it's just to the folks watching this at home, they hope to never be in court, let alone in a criminal context. So when you see the opposing attorneys, in this case the criminal defense attorneys, come out and endorse you openly, that says a lot in terms of your skill and your ability to do justice and to do it fairly. Even when they're on the other side, they respect what you do.
And I think people just want a judge that's going to do their job and not voice their opinions when they're not asked for. I think that's really important. People that come to court, they come to court typically not because it's a good situation.
Right.
They come to court because they've been accused of something, because they're a victim of something, or they're going through something that's usually not a good thing. And the last thing that they need to face when they go to court is a judge that treats them without respect or without kindness.
Without fairness.
And fairness.
So you actually lead me to my next question. What does a circuit court judge do? Again, I think many in our audience, and I represent many clients, of course, as an attorney, they don't want to go to court. They'd rather never see court if they're up to them. But can you tell our audience a little bit, what does a circuit court judge do? What is a circuit court? How's that different than my local court of my city, for example, just so they can understand what your role will be in that court?
Okay, so a district court handles things like misdemeanor, so low-level criminal charges, and
Traffic tickets, yeah.
traffic, and
Landlord-tenant, I know, is another area for that.
and
Yep.
lower dollar civil cases.
Under $25,000, just to educate
Correct.
our audience
Correct.
on the amounts.
So
Yep.
anything over that amount would be in the circuit court.
Okay.
Any felony cases would be in the circuit court.
So all the serious crimes.
Yes.
Yep.
But in the circuit court, you can either be a family court judge or a general court judge. The general court would handle the civil matters.
Over
and
25,000
over
in this case.
25,000,
Yep.
and also the felony cases. A family court judge, which is what this position is going to be, handles divorces, custodies, personal protection orders, delinquency matters, and child abuse and neglect cases. And all of those things are things that I have handled in some respect.
Great experience in them already, obviously.
Yes.
So initially, if elected to this position, which hopefully you will be, you would be into the family court. Or
Correct.
Working in the family court, handling divorces, like you said, child custody and things related to the family mostly?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. Election's coming up. It's August 6th, next Tuesday. How many candidates are seeking this position?
There are 3 candidates seeking the position.
Why should I pick Tricia there? What distinguishes you from the other 2 candidates that are on that ballot?
I mean, I think the big thing is just I've been in this community. I'm not coming here from Wayne County. I've been embedded in Oakland County for 27 years. It means a lot to me. The families mean a lot to me. The community means a lot to me. And I care about it. I'm in public service. Not a lot of attorneys spend their entire career in public service, which is something I love doing. Mm-hmm. And I think my experience in the courtroom makes a big difference. I've been in the courtroom handling cases, hundreds of cases in trial, and thousands of cases just handling them or supervising them. I've been in every court. I've dealt with every law enforcement agency here in Oakland County. And I think my reputation is important. People, when they vote for me, they know what they're going to get because I've been here and people have had experiences with me. Like I said, I have 36 sitting Oakland County judges endorsing me right now. I also have Sheriff Bouchard, who I've known for his entire career. I also have Karen McDonald endorsing me. And so I think I won't be a surprise. People know what they're going to get when they vote for me.
Well, as they say, you're kind of homebred and raised in Oakland County. Mm-hmm. You've spent your entire career in Oakland County, and notably as a public servant. I think, the other two, I believe, that are opposing you have never served as public servants. They're in the private sector. Nothing wrong with that. But it says a lot when you've dedicated your entire career to serving the public, to serving the community. Something you would do as a judge, obviously.
Yes, and it's important to me. And I haven't just been a prosecutor, though. One of the things that has been very important to me is my community service and getting involved in the community. I think it's so important as a judge to know your community. And it's not something I've been doing since I started running for judge, but since I was a young prosecutor, and even before that, community involvement is very important. I'm very active with Haven, our domestic violence shelter.
Mm-hmm. I know that
Care House,
well.
our child advocacy center.
Two great organizations.
And, yes, and just countless organizations throughout Oakland County. And it's important to me to take, and it's something I teach. I mentor a lot of young prosecutors, and it's something that I really emphasize, that if you're going to be serving this community, you need to know the community. And the way you know the community is you get involved in the community. And that's something that's really important to me.
And again, the fact that you have the sheriff endorsing you from law enforcement, you have criminal defense attorneys from the opposite side that you're on endorsing you, you have Oakland County Prosecutor McDonald endorsing you. It really says a lot because this is the county you're going to be in. Sheriff Bouchard is from Oakland County. Oakland County Prosecutor Karen McDonald is in Oakland County, obviously. Many of these criminal defense attorneys work in Oakland County. The judges you mentioned, I didn't realize it was that many. My apologies. That's a phenomenal number, are from Oakland County. So they know you fit the county, you know the county, and you will serve it well. So I want to talk a little bit about next week's election because, August 6th, next week, because we may air this on a Monday even. August 6th, people are going to go in, and these days, some of them are tired of the politics, Republican, Democrat. As I mentioned earlier, you're not on the Democratic ballot, you're not on the Republican ballot. There's a side called nonpartisan ballot. So no matter which side you're voting on, because you're only going to get to pick one next Tuesday when you go in for your primary, you're going to pick only to vote on the Republican ballot side or the Democratic side, but they all get to vote on the nonpartisan side. And that's where we're going to find Tricia Dare's name on that side. Don't feel like if you're voting Republican, I can't vote for Tricia Dare. Don't feel like if you're voting Democrat, I can't vote for Tricia Dare. No matter how you're voting, there's a section with 3 candidates on it today for Oakland County. This is for everyone that lives in Oakland County, of course, to vote on that side. And I think you're allowed to pick up to 2. Do I have to pick 2?
No, just one.
Oh, just one.
You vote for one.
You vote for one.
And the 2 who are the top vote getters will advance to the general election in November.
Okay, so when you go out next Tuesday to make your vote, and please do, make sure first of all you get out and vote, very important. You look for the nonpartisan section of the ballot and you vote for Tricia Dare. I've known Tricia for some time. With the accolades and the respect that she's earned in the community, there's no better candidate for Oakland County Circuit Judge. Tricia, some last words for our audience that you would like to know, have them to know about Tricia Dare when they go out for next Tuesday.
Yes, I would really like you to know that I am vested in this community. I'm vested in your community. Your values are important to me. I value family, It's important. I've worked my entire career to protect children, to protect the elderly, and to protect families. And I look forward to doing that as the next Oakland County judge. So please, get out and cast your vote for me, please. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the program today. This is Burt Kassab. As Tricia mentioned, please get out and vote and get to the nonpartisan side in all events in Oakland County. Vote for Tricia Dare for Oakland County Judge. Thank you, Tricia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Until we see you